There's a saying in journalism, opinions are cheap, truth is expensive. Uh, we see this in our hyper opinionated society. Um, as a result of that, social media now is competing with legitimate news, or vice versa. Legitimate news outlets are being forced to compete with entertainment outlets and opinion outlets. What does that mean for the future of truth and objectivity in journalism, do you think?
I mean, I think it means we shouldn't trust a lot of it. I don't know what that means long term. I mean, of course, there's always been bias in, you know, whatever the history is being written or whatever, So, but you would think that now you'd have more access to more information, that we would, you know, have a better, clearer picture of something. But that's not always the case. That more data doesn't mean a clearer picture. And I think what it lends itself to is people manipulating it to create the narrative that they want. And I think what's important with all this media is to remember that, like, the system that it's operating within, what is it designed to do? Because it's going to have its own bias. And so the system that it's operating in right now is to sell ads, almost all of it. News media, social media, it's to sell advertisements. And so to do that, they need you to stay longer. They need you to care more about it. They need you to be more emotional about it. And they need you to scroll and like need to find out the next thing. So that's just built into it. It's designed to do exactly that. And that's what it does. So when you approach it, it is what it is. I mean, we can't, in some element, we need the news to know what's going on, but you have to view it through the right lens and understand that that's what it's designed to do, that it's going to make things more sensational than they really are. It's going to make the world seem a lot more divided than it probably really is. It's going to exaggerate extremes. That's what it does. It's going to put us at odds with each other. And I think, again, that why some of the social media dynamics are so unhealthy is because you immediately go and dehumanize the other side to the point that they're just this, somebody that's obviously evil. And when you get to that point, you're not, this isn't reality. This isn't real. So I think we have to be very careful with how much we put into that, how much we think it really matters really in the course of things. I think it's important to be, informed, but to what extent? Like, how much can I help it? If it's a particular cause that you're really passionate about and you've been called to work in that cause, this gets back to Gladiator even, so much of it now is mob rule. We feel like we have to participate because we want our vote as one of the members of the mob.
Yeah.
So if I'm not out there being representative of one of the opinions in the mob, then I don't get my voice. And I think that's a bit of an illusion, although there is some real power to that. But I think the way you take that power back is by opting out of the mob, not by participating in it further. But certainly voting, certainly getting active and doing something about it is important. I think sitting back on your keyboard and hashtagging and sharing it should be a much smaller percentage of what we see as our activism.